Listen, if I want to have the type of dogs that I can bring everywhere with me, these are unfortunately the types of moments that I have to train through. So, come along, see what it looks like in a day of training with me. So I decided that today I'm going to go work with one of my dogs who I work with the least in public because it can be very overwhelming. She's a reactive dog, and even though she's a whopping 11 pounds, she's very spicy. So we're going to see what we can get done with her today and just kind of have fun and get her used to being out in public. Okay, first things first, getting in the van. That is a skill in itself. So we're going to walk up, open the door. That's a good dog. So I don't want my dogs jumping in or jumping out before I ask them to. There could be many, many reasons for that, and so it's a skill that we train. So you can see, she knows. She's not allowed in there until I ask her to. Noodle, load up. Good girl. I'm gonna do the same for out. Noodle, free. Good girl, boo-boo. So if your dog doesn't know load up yet, then what you're gonna do is you're gonna say your dog's name, Noodle, load up, and then I'm gonna put pressure until she gets in the van, and then release the pressure once she's in. Good girl. Look at that, she's beating so good. Free. Good, good, boo-boo. And that's what you wanna do every single time you're getting into your rig. That way you have the ultimate safety. You know, even if that door is open, your dog is not just gonna jam out. And if you are trying to put things into your car, they're not just gonna bum rush you and get hurt or make you drop your shit. Noodle, load up. You got it. Good girl. All right, just do it, kid. Okay, so let's see if she listens to these rules. So to get out right now, because I have her on place, my expectation is that I can close this door. And she's still holding it. I can walk around the van, open up my door, and she broke. So I'm gonna say no, place, get her back on, and guess what? We're gonna start again. She's super amped up because we're at the park, but this is what training is, doing it over and over again. No, place, good girl, no, place. Good job. So we're gonna make the requirements a little less because she's so amped up. So if she allows me to close this door, get out of sight for half a second, open it back up, and she's still in place, then we'll take that. Free. Good girl. Hold on, that's too high of a jump for you, little mamas. So I feel like that's a pretty important lesson with training. If your dog is not able to perform the task, I usually give them about 2 tries. If they can't do it, and you can just tell they're just a little overwhelmed or they're just not understanding it well, cut back on the requirement so that they can be successful. And then you know where you need to be putting your time in and your reps. So this is typically something she is reactive to. Good job. And so that was on her own choice. And I'm very, very proud of her because normally that would have sent her over the edge. So because she's been cooped up a little bit, before I ask a bunch of things from her that are going to be overwhelming to her, I'm going to let her burn off some steam, get some fulfillment at the park. And don't be fooled, this isn't a park situation where I just bring them, let them go and run amok, or play fetch for an hour. That's not the point. That is actually going to do the opposite, and it's going to wind them up more than actually fulfill them. For me, adventuring is kind of a game. There are set rules, and if those rules are broken, the game ends. And for me, that is stay with me, listen to what I ask, and then we can keep on doing the adventure. By doing that, not only am I training her at the same time as her getting fulfillment, but we're bonding. And then she knows that when we go out together, we're gonna have a fucking blast. And then that's how I become the most exciting thing in the world, because whenever I'm present, we do cool shit. So because she is a spicy dog, I do try to keep her behind me or very, very close to me. So that way I can be the first to know if anything is going on and get her under control. We've put a lot of reps in on the control aspect, which is why I do feel safe with her off leash, even though she is spicy. I am looking for a muzzle for her. I just haven't found one that actually fits her comfortably because she's so narrow and long at the same time. So if you have any recommendations, let me know. All right, so there's a dog coming up. He's up here. So Noodle, here. Good girl. I'm gonna make sure she stays with me. She can watch, but she cannot go charge the dog. Good girl. Good job. So no. Good girl. This is her hardest freaking trigger. They really overwhelm her. Yes! So when she decides to disengage, I give her big rewards, but if I have to tell her to disengage, she does not quite get as many rewards. So they've passed us, and now we can continue on. So I only teach 4 commands to all my adventure pups, and it's because there's only so much I really need from you on most adventures, and that's I need to be able to tell you to go away from me to something, come back to me, stay where you're at, and walk with me. If I can do those things, there's very little actual adventures that I can't do with my dog under total control. Noodle, come. Good girl. Good job on that. Free. Noodle, place. Good girl. Good place. Free. Noodle, down. Good down. Yes! Good job. So I am asking her for a heel because we're on the path and sometimes people can make her a little nervous. If you can tell, she's really darting around with her eyes. Got somebody playing basketball over here, and then that dog is still a few paces up. So I'm just asking her to stay with me. Nope, heel. Nice, good girl. Heel. Something we're still very much working on with her. Oh, that was good. Noodle, free. I find most dogs respond to freedom as a reward the most. You don't see as big of a drive output necessarily every single time from dogs as you would with food and treats, or sorry, treats and toys. But freedom works for just about every kind of dog. A scared dog, shut down dog, extremely reactive dog, a super over aroused, excited dog. Every single dog is going to respond positively to having some freedom. And that's why I like to use that the most as my reward, because I always have access to it. This is Noodle giving me a heart attack. She climbed up there, and normally she turns around, but that time she decided to jump. Noodle, down. Noodle, down. Good girl. So an in-motion down is my ideal for an adventure dog. So that way, if something's crossing our paths, I can ask them for a down and they can stop really, really fast and it's safe. But a down nonetheless. I'm happy with that, especially with the people playing basketball over there. We've got a kid down there, a dog over there. Down. Good job. She is really doing a good job. Nope, down. Noodle, down. Good. So I gotta work on her with me being excited. Yeah, good girl. Good job. Yes. There we go. She deserves a little treat after that. So I just got kind of a wild idea, and now that we did our park moment, I think I'm gonna take Noodle to the mall. She's never been before, and I think that'd be a really good spot to work on her being around larger crowds. So, let's see how it goes. Okay, so I went the wrong way, but I just found a new trail. Well, new to me. I think it's one that's pretty popular. I just didn't know it existed. So we're definitely going to be going there tomorrow to check that out. I'm excited. Before we head into the mall, I'm working on a few drills with Noodle to make sure that we can actually move together inside the mall cohesively. You can see here I'm waiting for her to make eye contact with me before I release her. That way I can say, okay, what I'm looking for at this moment is that you can focus on me, and then we will move inside. Yes. Alright, so part of the reason we're going to the mall right now is not only to work on Noodle's social skills, but it's also like 1,000,000 degrees in Texas. So it's a nice way to work on training without being in the heat. Which is good. So I don't know if you can tell, but her energy is naturally kind of up when we're at the mall compared to when we're at the park. She seemed a little more chill. That's not because she's more excited to be here. It's actually, she's more overstimulated to be here. So she's kind of on edge, her tail's wagging. Remember, a tail wagging doesn't mean they're happy. She's just kind of like trying to figure everything out, and she's just like a little bit more on edge. Plus I'm using food, which naturally drives up that energy with her. So yeah, just because a dog looks more excited does not mean they're happier. Just keep that in mind. She's got tiny toes, so we're not even going to attempt the escalator because I don't want any little toes inside of the stairs here. So she gets to skip out on that part. Good job, Noodle. But she is terrified of heights, so I think she deserves a treat for that one. Hey, you look like an adventure dog owner. That means you should be inside of the Adventure Dog Collective. If you're not sure what that is, let me show you around. This is a free community for people who enjoy going outdoors and living more fulfilling, bigger lives with their dogs. We can talk about every adventure we've been going on, things we're struggling with training, and more importantly, there is full training guides inside of this, including our loose leash walking guide, which is 100% free and takes you from your dog pulling you down the street to walking calmly by your side. So if you're not in this yet, you absolutely should. The link to join is going to be dropped below. So make sure you guys get in because it's 100% free, full of dog owners that want to do things just like you. And I'm there to help coach you guys through and make sure your experience is as positive as possible. I'll see you guys on the inside. I think we're gonna have to chill for a minute and rent one of these and do some practicing over here because my phone is about to die. All right, so we're gonna hang out here for a little bit and work on being chill. Down. While my phone charges up for a minute. Okay, so that barely charged my phone, but it gave me a lot of insight into Noodle. She had a really hard time settling. No outward reactions like big ones, but she just can't sit still and she's constantly scanning all over the place, which of course she's not going to do right now. But this just tells me what we need to be working on quite a bit is learning how to relax in these more higher vibration areas. But overall, she did pretty good. So I'm gonna see if we can kind of set this up and let us wait for that dog to come back out so we can kind of work off of it. So I think it's important to note that the dog kind of caught me off guard at this point. I had just been kind of filming and rewarding Noodle for being calm. And as soon as she tensed up, that's actually when I noticed the dog. So to be honest, I was already too late to the game, which is why my timing and stuff is way off with all the yes work. But in the end of it, to be honest, I'm actually pretty impressed with how small the reaction was and how quickly she did recover. This is not a common occurrence for her. Normally it's full on out, but this one's definitely on me not being ready or prepared for it. Honestly, better than I was expecting. Yes. Good job. So as you can see, the dogs are our biggest issue. So that is really, really where we need to be spending our time. It's just hard to set up random encounters with other dogs. So that's what we're trying to work on. The people, it seems like we've really nailed, which I'm pretty proud of her. So we need to practice being chill in new environments with lots going on and dogs passing us. Okay, so that went really, really well in the mall. But after that dog interaction, it's all I can think about, unfortunately, because I always get hung up on that one bad moment, even though everything else went so well. She actually might have the best loose leash walk out of all 4 of my dogs. And for that, I'm very proud of her. However, with the last remaining 10% of my phone's battery, I do want to take you guys along to show you how I would actually work her off of a dog like that. Because in that moment, there wasn't much I could do. She was already full on in the reactive mindset, and during an actual episode like that, all you can do is manage it. You're not actually gonna be training through it. So I'm gonna go see if we can go to PetSmart and hope that there are some dogs there that we can work off of, and I can take you guys along before my phone dies. So let's see what we can do. We keep getting bum rushed by dogs, so let's see if we can do this. Noodle. Yes. So you can see now she's hunting for dogs. So I need to try to get her brain back with me. Good girl. So I don't want her too far behind or too far forward, because either way she's going to be looking for dogs. So this is kind of where I want her. Yeah, so if I stop, she stops, I kind of have her back. And when she looks at me, I really got her back. Good job, kid. Noodle, yes. Good girl. Yes. So she sees the other dog over there, and now she doesn't really care because that dog's not interacting with her, and she's understanding that there's more of a reward to hang out with me. She doesn't need to be worried about it. But now the dog is going to start heading towards us, so we'll see. Yes! Good. I'm also using her obedience when there's no dog present, so that she can kind of start to focus back in and understand that we're working. And that helps kind of bring her brain in, because for her, her reactivity just goes into this spiral of like her brain racing. So if I can kind of bring that back in, I have a better chance for when we're actually working off of a dog. All right, so I've got 2% battery left. I don't think we're getting a little interaction with reactivity in a positive note. So this is what we've got, and today was pretty successful other than the dogs. So that's gonna be the next thing I work on with her, for sure. So I don't normally fit that many things into one training session, That was quite a long day and very, very overstimulating for her, but I think she did awesome. And truthfully, the reason we did that was I really needed to see where we were at because we're leaving in less than a month for our real adventure. And our days are going to start to look like that, stacked on stacked on stacked, almost every day. So I need to know where she's going to be at. And to be honest, she really impressed me, and I'm excited to see where we keep growing with this. And sometimes the session isn't perfect. Like when we tried to go to PetSmart, it just wasn't working. We either got bum rushed by dogs, which were not fair to her, or we just weren't seeing dogs that we could set up successfully for. And that's one of the hardest things with dog reactivity is being able to find dogs that you can work around that aren't going to continue to set her off. So I think we've got our work cut out for us on that fact, but overall, I'm extremely impressed with her, and I can't wait to show you guys what she does out on our new adventures.